It's alright, relax.
Oh, my baby. That's probably what I struggle with the most now, is that I made the wrong choice. Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I have really hesitated to film this video. It is my birth vlog, kind of a mix up of the end of my pregnancy, my birth, and postpartum, after birth. I really hesitated filming this video because it is really touchy. It's I'm gonna put a trigger alert because I'm not gonna go into gory details because I feel yeah, it's a bit too much. But I will try and explain it in a better way. But yeah, I really put off putting this video because I have had to deal with everything that has happened in my pregnancy and birth before I could really open up about it. I've really had to deal with that and mentally accept everything. Yeah. So my last proper pregnancy video on here was letting you guys know when we lost one of our twins at 22 weeks, and then after that I just felt like I wasn't in the right frame of mind to film. I was kind of sweeping my emotions under the rug that with everything that gone on, to keep myself okay, happy, kind of positive and healthy for Aria, because she was still fine after we'd lost the other one, but I wanted to make sure I didn't go into early labour at 22 weeks. I wanted to keep Aria in there and safe and happy, and I just wanted to keep everything around me happy, so I kind of blocked out everything that happened. And I knew in myself that afterwards I was going to probably have a bit of a, I don't want to say breakdown, but I was going to have a tough time coming to terms with everything once it all was over. And I fully accept that. I knew straight away what was going to go on. I had a midwife my whole way through my pregnancy, because then I became high risk. I was high risk anyway from having twins, but I was, yeah, high risk. So I had, I can't even think of the word, Jack said it last night. I can't even think of the word, but there's this new thing that every pregnant person should have their own midwife. Anyway, I had my own midwife. There were maternal fetal medicine midwives at Gold Coast Hospital, if anyone's interested, and I had her all through my pregnancy, and I bonded with her so well. I was so thankful for her. Obviously she had time off and on call, so I was able to message her if anything was going on, if I had any questions. I pretty much saw her every week, and I was getting regular scans and yeah, seeing her a lot. But I'm very thankful for her. So the last time I saw you filmed my video, I must have been, I don't have my phone. So yeah, I'm not too sure how far along I was in my video, my last video when I was pregnant, but I will leave it in up the top here if you guys want to go check it out, so you can kind of know where I'm at and what I'm trying to speak about. I'm sorry if I'm rambling. It's really hard for me to remember what happened. But anyway, after we had lost baby, I will speak about her name and stuff, but I'm just going to call her baby. I then was given the option to elect to be induced at 38 weeks if 38 weeks if Aria was okay, growth was okay, everything was okay, and I was fine to be induced at 38 weeks, or I could just go into labour naturally. I chose to be induced at 38 weeks because I was really worried that with everything else that was going on, I didn't want to put Aria into any stress and something bad to happen. I wanted my labour to be as calm and as comfortable as possible. I just didn't, and as calm and stress free on Aria, because I feel like so much had gone on already. I had an amnio done, which is where they take fluid out of the sac and they had to test it. This was before we lost baby, so I had to get that done, which we got through, and baby was fine. And then yeah, we obviously lost her, but like, so I had been poked and prodded and like had scans, and yeah, I just wanted to have like a really calm free birth. I didn't want to go into labour naturally because I didn't know how quick it was going to be. I didn't know, I was really worried if it was going to be really quick, because obviously baby was still in there preserved in her sac. I didn't know as soon as my body went to labour, like that was an initial thing, just for everything to come, like it all just happened really quickly, and I obviously didn't want that for Aria, because it can be a little bit, it can be a lot on a baby for coming really quickly. So I had elected to have an induction at 38 weeks. I was induced with Lily at 40 weeks plus 1. 41, I was 41, how do they say it? I was 41 weeks. I went a week over. I love sitting on the floor. So I kind of knew what to expect. My labour with Lily, I will leave that up here as well. I do talk about that. I don't even know what I've rambled on about in that video because it was filmed so long ago, but I will leave it at the top here if you do want to go check it out. Yeah, so I was so ready. So a couple of weeks before, my midwife was like, start taking raspberry leaf tea. I think at 36 weeks, raspberry leaf tea, dates, and start using clary sage oil at 37 weeks. So the week before I was going to be induced, we went back and forth with dates. We went back and forth with dates, and we ended up picking a date, which was going to be the 11th of July, which we didn't realise until we got there, but Lily is the 11th of May, and it was just like the perfect day. We wanted her on that day. I wanted her to be a Cancer, her star sign to be a Cancer. So that was all planned. My midwife came around. She obviously, I didn't have to go to the hospital and have any more scans after 36 weeks. They were happy with her to come at 38 weeks. I saw obstetricians. They were happy with Aria to come at 38 weeks. She was fine, perfect. They did say if I wanted to keep her in there longer, but again, I was very worried about going into labour naturally because I didn't know how quick it was going to be. But yeah, so my midwife just started coming around doing visits at home, checking my cervix at home. The week before, oh no, it was like that week, like the Monday, she came and checked me because my mum was here, or the Sunday or something, and I was dilated, my cervix was soft. No, the week before, sorry. The week before, she checked me, my cervix was soft, favourable. I love when they say favourable because, you know, you got the best cervix in town. Yeah, she said it was all ready to go. And then the Monday, I had her the Thursday. Yeah, I had her the Thursday. So the Monday my midwife came around, I had a stretch and sweep. It would have been one of those days. My midwife came around and gave me a stretch and sweep, and she said I was about almost 2 centimeters dilated. So I was like, yes, let's do this. She was very excited. Now I'm thinking about it, it was the Wednesday she was around, because the next day I was going in the hospital. We were meeting her there at 5 o'clock in the morning to break my waters, and they didn't know what type of induction they were going to do until I got there, which I was pretty much easy for anything. They were definitely not going to do the gel, which there's different stories about the gel, but yeah, they were not going to do the gel. So I got there at 5, and there was an emergency with another woman who was high risk as well. So obviously my midwife needed to go help other midwives, which was fine. I was calm, and then a lot was going on. There was like all these women came in and a lot was going on. So they didn't do anything with me until 9 o'clock. So we went down, we had breakfast. I think I just had some toasted banana bread. I wasn't really hungry, but I wanted to eat something because I didn't know how long I was going to go without eating. Yeah, 9 o'clock they broke my waters and they checked my cervix, and I had a little ultrasound just to make sure that she was down. But she'd moved, she was engaged and she'd moved. My cervix had gotten hard, it was painful, and my midwife did it the other day before. It wasn't painful at all, so yeah, it was not really good. But they got the little hook in there to break my waters, and they just wanted to make sure like there was no cord, because obviously you don't, as soon as that, if, what is it called, if your placenta cord or is there first, you're obviously straight in for an emergency cesarean. So they wanted to make sure nothing like that was going on. All was fine to break my waters. Broke my waters. Weirdest feeling ever. With Lily, my waters broke naturally, but it was just so weird. Felt like I was peeing myself. It was all clear, thank God. With Lily, it was obviously a greeny colour because she had pooped. And then they started my induction with the drip, and I was fine. I sat there from 9 until 12 on the ball. I will insert some photos of me sitting on the ball. I was butt naked by this time because I had a bra on, but I was like, I'm not getting in and out of clothes. I don't want to roam on. Let's free ball. My midwife had already, everyone's seen everything. Yeah, and I was sitting on that ball and I just felt so comfortable on that ball. It felt good on my back. I did not want to lay down. I did not want to get on that bed. And the same thing was with Lily. I got induced and it pretty much happened. I got pain straight away with Lily and I was screaming, crying, and I ended up having an epidural really early with Lily. And me and my midwife were talking, and she just made the whole room so, like, she was just taking my mind off whatever pain that was going on. And I was fine. I was breathing through it. I wasn't making any noise. I just powered through it. They could see the contractions on the screen. The contractions were strong. I felt so empowered that I was like breathing through my contractions. I felt really empowered, because with Lily I could not. I was crying. I was screaming. I could not do the pain, but I was breathing through them. I didn't even have the gas for like a good couple of hours. It was a while, because she went on like a little break. Someone came back and then she came back, and I was like, I need the gas. And because that's when they started to get bad, and my gas wasn't even that high either. It was just kind of like taking the edge off it, just taking me to like a calmer place, obviously. But yeah, like we were all talking about, my midwife had kids and stuff, and we were laughing about her kids, and we were talking about Lily and just a bunch of things, and I was really calm. It was just me, my midwife, Mum, me and Jack. I was so calm. I was so relaxed. Yeah, I was fabulous. And then she said at 1 o'clock, I think she said at 1 o'clock, I'm gonna check you. I have to, like, she had to check me because the pain started getting really strong, and I said to her, I said, if I'm not at 5 centimeters when you check me, I'm getting an epidural. I can't do this anymore. The pain started to get really bad. I was starting to like kind of scream. They just became so much stronger, which is obviously what happens when you induce. It quickens, you want quick labor. Well, it gets everything going, whatever. Yeah. I was starting, and I just did not want to get on that bed, and when she did the internal, it hurt, and I was screaming, crying, and she looked at me and she goes, you're getting an epidural. I was only 3 centimeters at 1 o'clock, and I was like, okay. I knew I was fine about getting it. I was not scared, done it before. I knew that it would just take the pain away, and probably we knew it would fasten things up, because my midwife had to clock off at 4:30 and was her end of day, like she was done for the day. So we were like, we want to hear by 4 o'clock the latest. So yeah, the epidural people were really quick. They were onto it at, it would be like 1:30. I need to ask him. Yeah, I need to get on my phone. So at 2 I was, because my mum's got a photo and I can see the time, so at 2 is when I was waiting for the epidural. I'm just going to post this photo. You can see that I'm in so much pain, and I was sucking on the gas. I couldn't even hold it because I was like, I just couldn't hold it. So much pain. And the epidural people came, and they I don't know if anyone else has had an epidural has been told this, but they just said, hunch over like an angry cat. And I couldn't, because I was having contraction, like the contractions were getting closer, and I not that I was moving, I was still, but like I just could not get in that position because of the contractions. And she was trying to, I think she was because it's at the uni hospital, I think, I'm not too sure, but she kept hitting bone. And my mum looked at it, like my mum says it now, she goes, I was waiting for me to just lose it, because I think I was in that position from like 12:30. I was probably, I'm going to say for a good 30 minutes I was hunched over. I'm going to say about like 10 past 2 they came, because it wasn't too long after that photo that they actually came. And yeah, I'm going to say for a good like 30 to 40 minutes I was hunched over. She kept hitting bone, and then the doctor and the head and he was just like the bloke who did the epidurals came in and goes, move out of the way. He was trying to do it. He could see where she was getting it wrong, and before he could even start doing it, he was washing his hands. I think I'm on the right track. I was like, I need to push. I couldn't stop screaming. I think I was swearing some very horrible language. I was screaming for my midwife, and I remember before I'd gotten the epidural, I looked at my mum and Jack and I said, you two be quiet. I wanted to hear my midwife, so I said, you two be quiet. And I was like, I need to push. I was just screaming, I want to push, I want to push, I want to push, I want to push. My midwife just knew straight away. So like when you get an epidural, they have like a plastic sheet over your back. She pulled that off. I don't think she wiped it all off. Obviously the needle and everything was out. They couldn't even get it in. Pulled all that off, laid me down, and I was screaming. Like by this stage I was in still so much pain. I was still having the gas, and my mum told Jack to turn it up. So I was really out of it. I don't even really remember. My eyes were closed. I remember I could not open my eyes. I've got a video of it, and I might actually just play her in the background. I won't show you guys the photo because it's actually me laying there with Aria on my chest and we're like naked. And she kind of like, I'm glad it's on video because she actually explains to one of the doctors that came in afterwards what happened. But pretty much I was screaming that I had to push. Aria was really high up. She was not engaged, and that's what they were worried about, the placenta cord. And then all of a sudden, as I was hunched over, it's like I was putting pressure on her when I was hunched over, but she just got dumped. I went from 3 centimeters at 1 o'clock to then 7 centimeters at 3 o'clock. Yeah, she pretty much just got like dumped into my cervix. And my midwife, my cervix had gotten that thin. She just flicked it over Aria's head. I had like, I think I only pushed that 3 times. 12 minutes later, she was born. She was here. It was that quick. So pretty much from 1 to 3 was my labour. I don't know if they call that active labour. Active labour? I think that's what she said, active labour. I wish I got her to write it all down for me. But it was really, really quick. Like, we did not expect it to go that quick. But I am thinking it happened like when I was hunched over. I kind of gave her like a little nudge to get down there. But yeah, just from 3 centimeters to like pretty much fully dilated. But I'm going to play the video in case I just didn't explain it right. Where is it? Oh my god. There we go. Okay.
It just was enough that she travelled through, and then I could feel... It just was enough that she travelled through, and then I could feel, even though the cervix was open that much, I pushed it over her head and said, let's just have a baby. That's why we did it that way. And she's got a tear that's about this big that doesn't need repairing. Oh, thank God. Do you want to have...
And then, so that's pretty much her little example of what happened. So yeah, she pretty much just fell down and she just flicked my cervix over. I had a little tear, but it didn't need repairing. I didn't even feel it afterwards. So it was, yeah, really quick. She was on my chest at 3:12. She was 6 pounds 11 ounces, and she was, I just remember looking at Jack and just like, they were like, open your eyes, because I was so out of it I couldn't open my eyes. They were just kept saying to me, open your eyes, and I opened my eyes, and I just was saying, thank God you're here, she's okay. She was crying, so I knew that she was okay.
It's alright, relax.
Oh, my baby. Oh, baby, mommy's here.
You did it! Excuse me? You just did that without an epidural. There was nothing.
Mom, she's here. Hey, she's here. I know. Look at her. Hey, wait, is she okay?
She's fine. Nikki. Talk to her.
She's fine. Amber, breathe. Take a breath. Take a breath. Look at her. Would she be opening her eyes if she wasn't okay?
Just talk to her. She can hear your voice. She can hear your voice.
She is beautiful, Amber.
And she's got hair.
Congratulations, guys. She has hair.
She made it through all of that.
She did make it. She made it through everything that you've gone through. Beautiful. So proud of you.
My baby.
You are amazing.
Is she okay?
She's relaxed. She can hear your voice.
She's okay. Listen, look at that face. Oh God, she looks like her sister doing that.
Baby mommy's here.
Did you?
Do you want me, is that filming? Do you want me to get you too? Is that filming?
Oh. Hey, Mama's here. Hey, she made it through everything.
Yeah, she sure did.
Made it through everything.
I can't.
She's here, honey. You did it. She made it through everything. You did it.
Oh, she's look at her little legs. Oh,
She's so cute. She does look like her sister.
what's the time?
3:15.
She was like 3. Oh, I don't know. Cass will tell us. Like 3.
3:10.
She beat us.
Right,
Told you that was going to happen,
Is she
hey?
okay, Nikki?
She's fine, honey. You're going to move her in a sec. I'm just going to cut that cord, okay?
Oh, baby girl. You made it.
Do you want to take a photo of Jack cutting the cord?
She's a bit,
I just remember, and Jack, me and Jack, I couldn't count on one hand the amount of times I've seen Jack cry. It was just, we were just both so thankful to see her and look at her and hear her crying. And it was so funny because as soon as I put her on my chest, she was like nuzzling down to my boob to feed and ripped the bra off and fed her like straight away. She wanted boob straight away. And then they had to, I remember like the pain like it was no tomorrow. I don't remember delivering other baby or my placenta or anything, which I really wanted to see my placenta, but it probably, yeah, it just all happened so quickly. I don't remember any of that bit, which me and Nikki spoke about, and we didn't want to see any of that going on. If you have, it's some people, they are okay with that and that's how they grieve. Some people it's very traumatic and they relive it and all of that. I did not want to. That was just my choice. I did not want to I didn't want to. It just was a personal choice not to see my baby like that. That was just my personal choice. When you're in that personal situation and yourself, other people make your own kind of call and decision. Me and Jack had spoken about that, but I did not remember any of that. And I remember like after all that was done, she was pushing on my stomach and I had like tissue and all of that she had to like get out, or I would have been raced in to have surgery to get it all like vacuumed out. But she got it all out, thank God. Very painful. There was only like little bits that she just had to get out. And then she had to keep rubbing on my belly to make sure like everything was out, and I remember just screaming her name and just begging her to stop. Big sook. But then all of a sudden, we brought Lily up. I'll insert the video of Lily coming in. You'll hear me crying in the background. It's my auntie Donna and my uncle Steve who had Lily. They brought her up, which is my mum's sister. They brought her up and I was just like crying, and Lily did not want to come anywhere near me. Come on, Phils. Come on.
Mama, look what I got for you. These are flowers for you.
are you videoing? Are you videoing?
Baby.
Don't know.
Yeah, I'll put them over here. Look, there's your baby sister.
Come around here.
Well done.
Through here.
Congratulations, darling.
Around here.
Happy? Yeah.
She's so stunning. Why does she have her bow?
That's her name, right?
Oh, shit.
Say hello to her, Lil.
Funny, your bloody hair.
Yeah. It's your baby sister. It's Aria.
I'm so excited to go and see.
still had cords all on me. I had my drip in. Oh, by the way, I pulled out the drip. I was flapping around or something. Ripped the drip out in one hand and put it in the other. They had to put it in the other. But yeah, while they were all there and they were having a little cuddle with Aria, my blood pressure just went up. I felt fine, but my blood pressure went up. And I had all doctors in that everyone had to be removed. Jack stayed with me and everyone had to be removed. It was pretty scary. Lily keeps going on how there was blood on the floor. But it was pretty scary. And then they said that I had gotten preeclampsia from delivering both of them, and it would have been from their placentas. Which is, preeclampsia is pretty common with twin pregnancies, which I was very surprised I didn't have anything like that. But it can be quite serious getting preeclampsia after delivery. I felt fine. That was an indication for them that everything was okay. I felt fine. I was starving, but I felt fine. I was okay. They gave me some medication and they just had to monitor me. So I had Aria at 3:12 p.m. I think Lily came up. Look at my photos again so I can tell you when she came up. So there's a video of her. So she came up at 4:56 about then to see Aria. So about, I'm going to say about 5ish. After 5, yeah, that's when my blood pressure went up. Again, my midwife was meant to leave at 4:30. She stayed with me until I think about 7 o'clock. And I was still in the delivery room because they were still monitoring me because I was hooked up to everything. Still monitoring me. We ordered Uber Eats because I had to eat and we missed the food train, like the little food cart. My midwife actually brought us in some sandwiches and like a can of Coke and stuff. Which we like devoured these sandwiches like Jack. We were so hungry. And I think when Lily was going home, so after that I was fine. They came back in. It was a bit stressful, but I was okay. Everyone came back in. And my mum was going home to look after Lily because I was worried Lily would get a bit upset, and she's really close with my mum and I knew my mum would probably actually want my mum. We were fine. Jack was allowed to stay at the hospital. So we were in the room, I feel like till late, in this room till late. They let me get up and have a shower. She helped me up. She was like, do you feel dizzy or anything? And I said, no, I feel fine. They were worried about me fainting. She stood there and watched me have a shower. Just make sure I didn't collapse or anything. Because I had, like, they put Aria straight on me. I was just, yeah. And I was still naked. So I had a shower. I had put my big granny pad on. I felt fine. I was alright. Yeah, I was feeling really, really good. I just couldn't believe Aria was here. I was so happy. Yeah, you have preeclampsia, you're dizzy, you don't feel real good, you're pale, all of that. I'm not too sure what the symptoms really are, but they were worried about me fainting and like feeling really lethargic and all of that. But I felt fine. I was just hungry. I finally ate something. And then I think it was like 11 o'clock, I finally was getting wheeled up to the ward, like, is that what it's called? Yeah. To our room. I felt so silly being in a wheelchair because I was like, I can walk, but probably good that I was wheeled. So I was wheeled up and yeah, I was fine, going to bed. They gave me some more medication before I went to sleep. Every 3 hours Aria was waking up for a feed. They did get some colostrum, like express feed, to give her some milk, some of it because she kept feeling like she was really tired, but they wanted to make sure she was getting food. She came out like a little bit jaundiced, but they weren't too worried about it. Anyway, yeah, I was feeling great. I got up the next morning, had a shower, put makeup on. My grandma came up. We walked downstairs to the cafeteria, had some lunch. I was feeling great the next day. Lily came up. They were not worried about my blood pressure. It kept going up and down, but I was feeling fine. The second night was really, really hard. Aria was just crying a lot, and I didn't feel comfortable her sleeping on me in the bed because I didn't want roll or to drop her, and I was actually having some endo because where they did my epidural I was having a lot of back pain because obviously they kept hitting bone. So when they gave me that, like, I was zonked out, and like Jack was having to hold her there to feed her on my boob. But honestly, I had the best experience at Gold Coast Uni Hospital. They were also lovely up there, the doctors and midwives, everybody was amazing. They were very, very, yeah, just amazing. So we decided not to see our baby after she was born because we didn't want to see her at 22 weeks after seeing how big Aria was. That would have been really hard to see. My midwife is a bereavement midwife, so she deals with stillborn babies and stuff. I'm going to try not to cry. This was really hard. We were still in the delivery room, and obviously she had to go all this paperwork to do for Evie and like death certificates and stuff for other baby, which we actually called her Evie. Evie is a name we picked out really early on, and we didn't realise until like towards the end of my pregnancy, after we'd lost her, that it actually is the meaning of life. Obviously Adam and Eve, like Evie, yeah, so the name is the meaning of life, and it was just like the perfect name for her. And yeah, so we called her Evie. My midwife obviously had to do checks on her and weigh her and, oh my god, measure her and all of that. And she came in, and the hospital actually has these boxes that people donate to, and these families make up for people who have lost children at the hospital. And we were like lost it by then, and my midwife was like holding back the tears. Oh my god. It just had like these 2 little bears in there, which we decided to keep on with Evie the whole time. We got it back when we picked up her ashes and this little blanket. That stayed with her the whole time. We obviously got that back. That stayed with her the whole time, and Aria has one of those teddies as well, which is in her room, or both of them are in her room together. Yeah, just these beautiful little boxes with candles and just all this beautiful stuff, which we find really hard to open, but we do have it. We have all like her stuff in there. Yeah, it was really hard. My midwife came in and she goes, she just went through like what she had to do, and we were just so upset. And one thing that really sticks with me and means a lot to both of us is my midwife was like, she said to us, she's like, I treated her like any other baby. Every baby that I deliver, I spoke to her. I told her how much you guys loved her and how much she means to you and how sorry she was, which was really hard. Now, after all of that, because I knew I was really adamant at the time after delivery that I didn't want to see her like that. Like, I wanted to remember her from my ultrasounds and her moving and being alive. And I had a really hard time afterwards. I want to say about 3 weeks after, I was really regretting my choice not spending time with her. But at the time when we did make our decision, we obviously made it for a reason, and I had to like come to terms, oh my god, and accept what had happened and the choices that I made. But it's really hard because you have like one opportunity, and it's really hard to look back and feel like I made the wrong choice. So that's probably what I struggle with the most now, is that I made the wrong choice for myself. And it's really hard. Me and Jack are both going through like different things in life about it. Yeah. That I'm trying to deal with at the moment, but I feel like when I did make, like I'm trying to explain it, but when I made my decision, I feel like I made a decision for a reason. And I won't remember why I made my decision not to spend time with her, but it's hard. And my midwife said, because we were worried that she had shrunk and Aria had kind of taken up all the room, and because she stayed in her womb the whole time, but when the doctors were looking at the ultrasounds, they said that she had shrunk and there wasn't a lot left, which was also really hard. But my midwife came back and she said she had not shrunk, she was the same size she was, and so everything, she was all tack and stuff. Oh my god, it's really hard. It was really hard to think. Oh, yeah, it's really hard. And like any mums who have had to go through a stillbirth will understand. But we're just so thankful to have Aria here, because we could have lost her as well. But okay, take 5. Like I was saying, we're super thankful to have Aria here with us. She's such a light in our life, and like a piece that we never knew that we were missing. And it's hard to look at her, and like when we bring her home, when we bring her home was really hard, because we were meant to have both of them, and I try to be like, still sweep stuff under the rug and my emotions and feelings and stuff, and eventually it just all came out. And yeah, but yeah, it's still really hard. I'm sure any mum who's lost a baby and they actually aren't still pregnant, their pregnancy's over. I'm very lucky to still have had Aria, and some days I feel guilty when I see these poor women who lose their babies and their pregnancy's over, and I was so lucky to have kept Aria. I dealt with the loss of my baby, and also celebrated the birth of a baby. So Aria is now 5 months old, and she's the most perfect little baby in the whole world. I'm so thankful for her. I'm so thankful she's here. I'm just, yeah, I'm so thankful. But I just don't even have words. So I just want to thank everybody. You know who you are, all the beautiful companies on Instagram who have reached out and sent me beautiful messages, all the girls and anybody who has sent me beautiful messages and congratulating me and sending me their support, and my own beautiful friends that I see all the time in my family who have really been there for me and really supported me through all of this, have just been amazing. Because between losing a baby, I had to move houses, and like my family was really there for me, and just, yeah, it was a rough 9 months. And it's been about this time last year when I found out I was probably having twins and I was pregnant, and it's really hard to think about like looking at a year ago when they were both okay. This is why I was been so hesitant to film this video, because I just knew it's hard. But I just want to share my story with anybody who is going through what I'm going through. I thought I was trying to find anybody who had gone from having twins to having one, and it's definitely hard, but you conquer on and you live your life to the fullest, and you always have your little angel baby there. And I just hope mums who haven't had the chance after losing a baby that they get their rainbow baby. It's so hard. It's so hard watching mums trying to conceive and then they'll lose babies. It's really hard to watch because it's just horrible, like the loss of babies. But I'm going to end this video here because I need to just go have a good cry now, and I don't want to do it on camera. But if I have missed anything out, or if you have any questions at all, please leave some comments below. I would love to reply to your comments. If you want it to be personal, I will leave my Instagram down below and you can reach out to me on Instagram. I'm always chatting. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I really hope it does help anybody out there to feel less alone. I know there's a lot of people out there who probably feel like they have to hide their loss, but we all need to stand together. Everyone has gone through it, and we all need to stand together. So I really hope this helps anybody. I hope you guys enjoyed the little birth, the happy ending of the birth of Aria. And yeah, I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.